Bonjour, messieurs, dames. Je m'appelle Brendan Gillen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brendan Gillen. The ceremony will be commencing shortly. La cérémonie va commencer bientôt. Before I review some of the details of the ceremony with you, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to join me in giving a very warm round of applause for the Brian Sands Quintet. There is sunshine today, and there was sunshine on Monday and Tuesday because of their music. I'm going to break a little bit from script for just a moment. This is the very last convocation ceremony for the 2017 spring convocation. And I wanted to take this opportunity to acknowledge the work of many people who don't normally get acknowledged because their work is behind the scenes. And so I'm going to ask you, when I finish going through this, to not only applaud for yourselves, but also for the other 13 convocations that took place earlier. So first and foremost, there's the student services people who have organized all the basics here. So the cards, the diplomas, and this is a rather complicated logistical problem. They've done certainly a wonderful job of doing that. In addition, there are what are called faculty ambassadors. So these are people who come from faculties to make sure that people from the faculty are here for the faculty that's actually graduating. And in addition, as you probably saw, the people with the white shirts with the guild, the ushers, are also here and are here for your comfort and safety. In addition, of course, there's the audiovisual team that not only allows you, even if you're sitting in the back, to see as though you were sitting in the front, but also put this onto YouTube so that at any point in the future, if you want to see it, you can certainly watch it again. In addition, we've had some inclement weather, and we're particularly grateful for University Services for putting this tent back in order after every ceremony, a rather difficult task during the inclement weather. Last, perhaps and to my mind, as important as all the other, is the important work done by the security officers that are here to ensure that, should there ever be a problem, everything will be handled in a proper fashion. So I'd like you all to join me in thanking them. Donc, je vais prendre juste quelques minutes pour souligner les points importants dans le déroulement de la cérémonie de cet après-midi. La cérémonie commencera avec l'entrée du cortège d'honneur et terminera avec sa sortie. Et juste avant l'entrée, je vais vous demander de vous lever. So the ceremony, which will start shortly, will begin with the entrance of the platform party and will end with its departure. And shortly before the entrance, I'll be asking you to stand. Une fois le cortège est installé ici sur la tribune, la docteure Tracy Smith-Bissett va chanter l'hymne de l'université. So Dr. Tracy Smith-Bissett will sing the university anthem, never sure it's anthem or hymn, once the platform party is installed or is settled into the stage. Le chancelier Michael Meehan et la principale Suzanne Fortier vous adresseront chacun un bref discours, suivi par l'allocution par le très honorable Paul Martin, qui aura reçu juste avant son doctorat honoris causa. So there'll be two brief addresses, one by the Chancellor and one by the Chancellor Michael Meehan and one by the Principal, and that'll be followed by the convocation address by Paul Martin, the very honorable Paul Martin, who will have received his doctorate just moments before. Après la remise des diplômes, la secrétaire générale Edita Zakowska va vous adresser quelques remarques et ensuite la docteure Tracy Smith-Bissett va chanter l'hymne national. So once the degrees have been conferred, the Secretary General Edita Zakowska will make a few closing remarks, and then Dr. Tracy Smith-Bissett will sing the national anthem. Le cortège d'honneur partira en premier, suivi par les diplômés qui vont partir en commençant en avant et en procédant vers l'arrière. So at the end, the platform party will leave and will be followed by the students leaving in order from the front rows to the back rows. Maintenant, j'invite le doyen des étudiants, Chris Buttle, à vous informer des mesures de sécurité mises en place dans le très peu probable éventualité d'une urgence. So I now invite the Dean of Students, Chris Buttle, to go over some of the safety precautions that have been put in place for your benefit. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Let's try that again. Good afternoon. Much better. Everyone has smiles on their faces now. You know what they say, safety first. That's my job today. So welcome to McGill. Welcome to this year's convocation for the Faculty of Education. We're very pleased that you're here today. Congratulations on the success of your graduating friend or family member and to the graduating students. So yes, my role today is very exciting to tell you about the emergency evacuation plan in the unlikely event that a situation should arise. So just like when you get on an airplane, you're supposed to pay attention. Okay? All right, good. So bienvenue à McGill à la cérémonie de collation de grade cette année. Je m'appelle Chris Buttle et on m'a demandé à vous informer les procédures d'évacuation d'urgence mises en place. We have a plan in place. All you need to do is pay attention. If an evacuation is required, the registrar will announce this to you, and you will be required to leave the tent in a calm and orderly fashion, perhaps to another building or perhaps to the field over that away. Si une évacuation des lieux devenait nécessaire, le registrar en ferait l'annonce. Vous devrez alors quitter la tente sans tarder. Selon les circonstances, vous devrez se rendre dans un autre bâtiment ou sur le train en face de la tente. If you're told to evacuate, please leave all your baby strollers behind, but please take your children. Family members, do not go with your graduating student. They will be going elsewhere. Follow the instructions of the security officers and ushers, and if the evacuation is required that you go to another building, it's quite easy to do. You simply follow the colored lines on the roadway outside the tent that correspond to the color of your chair. Why don't we all take a moment to look at the color of our chair? Well done. And there's a map on your program, and it's on the overhead television screens as well, so you can find your way if an evacuation is required. Laissez toutes les poussettes sur place, ne suivez pas les diplômés qui vous accompagnent, suivez les instructions des agents de sécurité et de placiers. Si une évacuation s'effectue vers un autre bâtiment, suivez le tracé coloré sur la rue face à la tente correspondant à la couleur de votre siège. Vous trouvez un plan d'évacuation au verso du programme qui vous a été remis. Once the emergency is over, the announcements will be made at the evacuation sites and information will be posted on the website. Une fois la situation d'urgence passée, des annonces seront faites en emplacement d'évacuation pour vous indiquer la suite. Je vous remercie à votre attention. Passez une journée formidable. Encore une fois, félicitations aux diplômés. So thank you very much for your attention. We will get started in just a few minutes, but I'm going to draw your attention to the screens because there's a short video for you to enjoy before we start. Thank you.
My name is Maria Gracia. I'm originally from Chile, and I did honors in Latin American Studies and International Development.
My name is Akil Varani and I'm a visual artist and graphic designer based in Montreal. I graduated in 2012.
Je m'appelle Guillaume Drouin-Garneau, je suis ancien de McGill. J'ai gradué en 2012.
Once I graduated, I really wanted to find a way to stay connected with the university. I did some research and found the McGill Women's Alumni Association. It really spoke to me because of their mission to promote women's leadership and highlight what female grads have been contributing to the community.
Ma participation au sein du club cycliste de McGill, je pense qu'on est une super belle gang. Puis encore aujourd'hui, on voit des anciens, des jeunes qui sont étudiants, puis on fait des sorties ensemble, on partage une passion.
How I got involved with the mentor-mentee program with the McGill Alumni Association was actually I was trying to find a way to give my time to McGill.
I definitely recommend any mentorship program, whether it's having a connection to other people or advice from someone who's been through it.
To try and figure out what you want to do is not as clear-cut as people think. It's important to be able to tell people that if you have those fears, those concerns, they're normal.
I've spoken at homecoming events, the McGill Young Alumni Association. I recently created a live artwork at the hashtag Law Needs Feminism Because National Forum.
Through McGill Connect, I was introduced to this global network of McGill alumni who I had something in common with. Once I sort of had my industry figured out, my next step was, how am I going to get abroad? Ultimately, through connecting with so many different alumni on the McGill Connect platform, I made the decision that London, England would be best for me to kickstart my career.
I want to wish the graduating class all the best of luck.
This is the beginning of a very exciting new chapter in your life, where hopefully you feel prepared and excited.
Bonne chance à tous, je vous souhaite du succès dans vos projets futurs. Je pense que vous êtes passé à travers une institution qui vous permet d'avoir accès à tout ce que vous voulez. Donc, have fun, enjoy the ride, and be patient.
Please rise, levez-vous s'il vous plaît.
Thank you, Dr. Smith-Bassett. Good afternoon, graduating students, families, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Bonjour à tous. As Chancellor and on behalf of McGill University, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful downtown campus to celebrate the class of 2017 and the students graduating from the Faculty of Education. Today we begin or continue a new tradition, a relatively new tradition at McGill University, by opening the convocation ceremony with a message of thanksgiving and greeting to the natural world. I invite Dewa Giwakwa, Louise MacDonald Hearn, a Bear Clan mother from the Akwesasne Mohawk Territory, to the podium.
Wat kwana holada jioga skana wezwawe. Tana tana gwadi again you hayela de kana holada na gwegan ho de ga de sugwawi na sugwaya dizo. You kini sta huja ona ga suwa a gwegan ho de ga ganto yatini sta huja you look wet nage. Ne to oni o welage ga yelini ga welage. Yati sota go ladi welas. Chidowachi agyoken heka galakwa. Yati sutta asumta neka galakwa tanane yati sutta oji jizo jitkalanyade jigoya da tanane oni ne izis gwaya dizo jino derzak talagwani atonuwe yone uwe. Greetings, class of 2017. We assemble this afternoon to not only celebrate your achievements, but McGill compliments this day by bestowing upon you a new tradition. Certainly, we catch ourselves in a historical moment. I, Mama Bear, am honored to respond to the calling of this country's new mandate. In this era of truth and reconciliation, with the original stewards and owners of this place we call our home and native land, Canada, in its infancy as a country, adopts the language of my people, Mohawk, Kanien'kehá:ka people of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, Ganada, to name itself. And now 150 years later, it stands at the forefront of reconciliating its relationship with the original peoples of this land. So what does this mean to you as a male graduate? And as McGill answers the call of the TRC, I recognize this as a truly pivotal time in all of our histories, a proud moment for Canadians. So I ask you to hold close this moment as you are on privileged ground. And because despite the termination policies of this country to rid itself of its Indian problem, the fact is that I stand here before you today as an Indigenous woman, knowing who I am, still speaking my ancestral language, still intact, and beating all odds. Resilience at its finest. I am Mama Bear, and with great resolve, I address you with a kind heart to officially usher in a new consciousness that you will all soon inherit, and that is the untapped wisdom of Indigenous people. I now declare this convocation open on Indigenous lands, and much congratulations to all your graduates.
Thank you, Mama Bear. It's wonderful to look out at this audience and see this inspiring group of graduates, supporters, family, and friends. And it's an honor for me to be here to share this important milestone with you. D'abord, permettez-moi de vous transmettre à tous des félicitations bien senties. I have a keen appreciation of what this day means. Once upon a time when dinosaurs ruled the land, I too was a part of a graduating class. And it was a proud moment in my life. Some considerable time later, I returned on 2 occasions as the parent of McGill graduates, and like all parents here today, I beamed with pride. And now as Chancellor, I have the privilege of attending convocation ceremonies every year, so you can say that I've seen graduation from every angle. And whether as a graduate or parent or chancellor, the occasion remains to me as a richly deserved celebration of hard work, commitment, sacrifice, and achievement. So bravo and well done to each and every one of you. Now, although I'm not a psychic, I think I can predict some of the things which will happen to you in the immediate future. There will certainly be much celebration, much wining and dining, lots of photos, which will then be shared on social media. And there will be advice, lots and lots of advice from many sources, from parents, relatives, friends, professors, you name it. So before you hear from all those people, I'd like to get my 2 cents in and offer my own advice to you. And it's worth, of course, exactly what you're paying for it. Today, for better or worse, we all live in a connected world. Thanks to social media, we can all express our opinion, voice our support, and declare our outrage, and do it all in real time, anytime. By the time I finish this sentence, 60,000 tweets will have been posted on Twitter, hopefully not all about my speech. The fact is, we live in an immediate world. We find out about news immediately. We react to news immediately. We post our opinion immediately. Instant Twitter outrage and public shaming are now part of our reality. So my very modest advice to you is this. I'd like you to consider the value of stepping back from that very human urge to rush to judgment, to resist the temptation to jump to conclusions or to jump on a bandwagon. I come to this perspective through my own experience, having had the privilege of serving in the Senate of Canada for more than 20 years. Now, I know there are differing views on this venerable institution, but for my part, and like most of my colleagues, I took the responsibility seriously. I took the view that I really was there to provide sober second thought. In other words, to consider legislation, examine the background, the impact and the consequences, and make an intelligent assessment and recommendations. As students here at McGill, you've acquired the same skills during your time here. When working on a paper or a project or a problem, you gather information, assess the sources, look at differing points of view, and draw conclusions based on your best judgment. This is a wonderful and elegant tool to take into the world, and I urge you not to lose it, and to use the principles and methods that you have learned here to apply them to your everyday experiences and to the society around you. Above all, I urge you to insist on nothing less than empirical facts and data as the basis for your opinion. In some cases, this will confirm your views. In some cases, it may even cause you to change your mind or to prompt you to engage in constructive dialogue. This is not a sign of intelligence. In our society, it's a sign of integrity and courage. And the world needs more of that. It needs more, much more, thoughtful discourse, more room for diverse voices, more tolerance and understanding, more kind words, and less rancor. Let me close with a quote which summarizes my thoughts. Son auteur est l'un des nôtres, un McGillois qui a touché d'innombrables cœurs dans le monde, Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen left a wonderful legacy of songs and poems and prose, and I think this quote is particularly appropriate today. He said, "To keep your hearts open is probably the most urgent responsibility you have as you get older." and certainly I can attest to that. Now, do keep your hearts open. Be generous of spirit, quick to comfort those in need, and measured and considerate in your words and deeds. And remember to keep your hearts open to your friends and supporters here at McGill as well. Because wherever you go in the world, this will always be your home, and we will always cheer your successes and accomplishments. So please, stay in touch, not just today, but throughout your lifelong journey as a McGill grad. Good luck, and may this day be both a joyous ending and an auspicious beginning for all of you. Thank you. Merci. Je voudrais maintenant inviter la professeure Suzanne Fortier, principale et vice-chancelière de l'Université McGill, à s'adresser à l'auditoire. Madame Fortier.
Bienvenue aux finissants de 2017. Welcome to the graduating class of 2017. I'm joined here today by your family and friends, by our Chancellor Emerita, the Chair of the Board, Governors and Governors Emeriti, by our distinguished honorary degree recipient, award recipients, by special guests and esteemed colleagues. We are here together to say how proud we are of you and of everything that has brought you here today. C'est pour nous tous un immense bonheur de vous féliciter pour vos réalisations et votre persévérance. You have worked hard on your journey to being here today. Today marks an important milestone. Savor it, enjoy it, celebrate it, remember it, and remember also all the friends that you've made during your time here at McGill. Keep them close. Convocation is a celebration, and many of us are here to celebrate with you, of course. As I mentioned, your family and friends, your professors, your librarians and staff members. They all have been cheering for you from day one. So I want to ask you, all the graduates, to please stand up and give a big round of applause to all those people who've been cheering for you for all these years. Merci beaucoup. Merci. You know, these people will never stop rooting for you, and they will be there for you, whatever you choose to do next. And we know that there are great projects ahead for you. You have a mind that knows how to learn, and you will use it to do great things. Over the years, as I've watched you in action at our university, I've called you a few names. I've called you the startup generation. I've called you the walk the talk generation. I've called you the broadband generation, because unlike any generation before you, you are ready for action. You are ready to make an impact on the world. Your thoughts and your ideas are spreading at an incredible speed across the planet. You have influence and perhaps far more power than you realize. You're part of a new revolution which is transforming the way we live, work, and relate to one another. Take hold of the changes that are happening and make it your goal to see them benefit everyone across the world. Be there to build the future of our country and our world as inclusive places. I know that this may sound daunting, but of course, it is not on your shoulders alone. You will turn to others, seeking purpose, sharing and questioning ideas, and discovering new opportunities. We know that you already know how to work as a team. We've seen great example of fantastic teamwork by our students here at McGill. And I want to share one specific example. This happened last February. I was attending a women's hockey game between the McGill Martlets and the Carleton Ravens. I must say that the McGill fans were feeling pretty good with 35 seconds left in the game and our Martlets leading 6-4. So of course, the Ravens pulled their goalie out of the net. And we saw the captain of our Martlet team zip down the ice with the puck facing the net, and she did not shoot. She did not shoot. Instead, what she did is pass the puck to her teammate, giving her a hat trick and first star in the game. And all of us said, wow, what a great moment, what a great example of true team spirit, putting your teammate and your team first. Now, while I'm on the topic of great team spirit, I want to recognize the outstanding contributions of Stuart Kip Cobbett. This is Kip's last convocation as chair of McGill Boards of Governance. Kip has been an exceptional member of Team McGill. He truly is what we call an MVP, loyal, present, generous with his time and good advice, and always ready to do his part. Like you, the class of 2017, Kip is a graduate of McGill. And I understand that he developed his team player skills early on, generously assisting his friend, Ken Dryden, who was not only earning a McGill Law degree at the time, but was also moonlighting as a goalie for the Montreal Canadiens on his way to 6 Stanley Cups. I missed a lot of lectures, Dryden remembers. We were often on the road, but what was the next best thing to actually being in a class? Being there to Kip's lecture notes, which he shared with me. Kip saved me more than Robinson and Savard ever did, said Dryden. So thank you, Kip, for your loyalty, friendship, and exemplary service to our university. Thank you also to Kathleen Massey, who will be leaving McGill after nearly 10 years as the university's registrar and executive director of enrollment services. We're grateful, Kathleen, for your unwavering commitment to McGill students and the university community. And finally, thank you to all of you, the 2017 graduates. You've made great contributions to our university during your time here. Et nous savons que vous allez continuer à faire rayonner notre université à travers le monde. Vous faites maintenant partie d'une belle et grande famille et j'espère que vous considérez toujours McGill comme votre maison. Les portes vous seront toujours très grandes ouvertes et nous espérons que vous allez revenir nous voir le plus souvent possible. We all look forward to hearing about your lives, your successes, and about all the places your education will take you. Félicitations, congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Fortier. Professor Patricia Kirkpatrick, Associate Dean, Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, will now present this year's recipient of the David Thompson Award for Excellence in Graduate Teaching and Supervision. Professor Kirkpatrick.
Madam Principal, Vice Chancellor, the David Thompson Award for Graduate Supervision and Teaching is given each year to a faculty member who has been supervising graduate students for more than 10 years. Professor Victoria Talwar joined the Department of Educational Counseling and Psychology in 2004. She is internationally respected for her research on child development and is a Tier 2 Canadian Research Chair in Developmental Psychology and the Law. Professor Talwar is an active and engaged supervisor and teacher. She uses a tailored mentorship approach that emphasizes critical thinking, skill development, goal setting, and collaboration to support students through their graduate degrees and into their respective career paths. She has all her students create term plans and yearly plans that are revised and readjusted over time, and she holds them accountable to the timelines they create. Consequently, they are very productive in scholarly activities and professional development. She encourages teamwork and collaboration in research projects, which creates a community where everyone feels a collective sense of purpose, responsibility, and achievement. In the words of one of her current graduate students, quote, Dr. Talwar is invested in the success of each of her students, and she is always open to listening to her students' ideas. The environment she has created in the lab fosters collaboration and openness. And as another student wrote, Dr. Talwar's active supervision style, flexibility and availability, ability to instill passion for learning in her students, and creative goal-setting methods make her an exceptional supervisor. She truly helps her students rise to their potential, and she provides unwavering support throughout the process. It is my great pleasure to present the David Thompson Award for Excellence in Graduate Supervision and Teaching to Professor Victoria Talwar.
Thank you, Professor Kirkpatrick, and congratulations, Professor Talwar, on receiving this great distinction. And now Professor Dilson Rassier, Dean of the Faculty of Education, will present this year's recipient of the Faculty of Education's Award for Distinguished Teaching. Dean Rassier.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, it's my pleasure to present Professor Ada Sinacor, the winner of the Faculty of Education's Award for Distinguished Teacher. An associate professor in the Department of Education and Counseling Psychology, Professor Sinacor has shown excellence in teaching over 23 years of career. She has been a dedicated, inspirational supervisor who is frequently cited by students for her engaging learning environment, her wealth of knowledge in counseling psychology. Professor Sinacor is appreciated for contributing not only to her students' academic pursuit, but for fostering a milieu where ideas can be freely exchanged in an academic debate that encourages all the time. Professor Sinacor's passion for students' learning and motivation is second to none. She captivates and stimulates students through her use of professional experiences, and she is truly admired for her enthusiasm, not only in the classroom setting, but also while working individually with her students, as they realize their learning and research paths. A vital part of her success has been her commitment to critical thinking in regards to class content and meaningful discussions with her students. She goes way beyond the door of the classroom and is recognized by impacting every student, whether on the academic, professional, or personal levels. Madam Principal, Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Education, I'm very proud to present Professor Ada Sinacor, the winner of the Faculty of Education's Distinguished Teaching Award for 2017.
Thank you, Dean Rassier, and congratulations, Professor Sinacor, on receiving this award. I now invite Dean Rassier to return to the podium to present the Right Honorable Paul Martin, that he may have conferred upon him the highest recognition that is within the power of this university to grant. Professor Rassier.
Mr. Chancellor, it is my great pleasure to present to you the Right Honorable Paul Martin, Canada's 21st Prime Minister. Before becoming Prime Minister, Mr. Martin worked for the Canadian government and was appointed as the Minister for Finance. During his appointment, he successfully eliminated Canada's fiscal deficit and led the turnaround of the Canadian pension plan. He created the Canada Foundation for Innovation, which has been instrumental for science in Canada, investing millions of dollars in Canadian universities every year. While Prime Minister, Mr. Martin set in place a 10-year plan to improve healthcare, promoted early learning and childcare, created a new financial deal for municipalities, and redefined marriage to include same-sex couples. Under his leadership, the Canadian government reached a historical consensus with Canada's provinces, territories, First Nations, Métis Nations, and Inuit leaders that would eliminate the gaps between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Canadians in the areas of health, education, housing, and economic opportunity, an agreement known as the Kelowna Accord. Mr. Martin was the co-founder of the G20 as finance minister, and upon stepping down from government, he also advised the African Development Bank, working closely with the Advisory Council of the Coalition for Dialogue on Africa. He was founding co-chair of the Congo Basin Forest Fund. All these initiatives are, of course, extremely important for Canada and the world, and selecting any of these individual projects that Mr. Martin established and led in order to highlight his commitments to social justice is a challenge. I will, however, mention one of these initiatives that aligns very closely with the mission of the Faculty of Education and with McGill University, the establishment of the Martin Family Initiative. The Martin Family Initiative is a charitable organization focused on providing support for the education, health, and well-being of Indigenous youth and their communities. It has had a tremendous positive impact in our Indigenous people, and it continues to advance several programs that are directly linked to the development of Indigenous youth and their lives. Along these lines, Mr. Martin established the Capital for Indigenous and Prosperity and Entrepreneurship, which invests in Aboriginal business across the country. Mr. Martin's lifelong commitment to public service in Canada and around the world has been and continues to be extraordinary, and his contributions to Indigenous education are exemplary and second to none. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you the Right Honorable Paul Martin, who may you confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Law, honoris causa.
It's now my great pleasure to invite the Right Honorable Paul Martin to come to the podium and deliver the convocation address. Dr. Martin.
Oh, good, thank you. Thank you very much. Chancellor Meehan, Principal and Vice Chancellor Fortier, Chair of the Board Cobbett, Dean Rassier, proud parents and guests. Thank you all for the honor that McGill has just bestowed upon me. I've got to tell you that this honor, I've just learned, is somewhat contested. I got a phone call this morning. My three grandsons are sitting in the front, and I got a phone call from one of them this morning asking a question I could not answer, which was, Papa, how can you be graduating if you didn't go to school? So, if you can figure the answer to that, let me know. I also want to thank my old friend Laddie Pathy for partaking in the ceremony and for doing the hooding. Although to be truthful, I think you could You darn near scrambled me. You could use a couple of lessons. And with that, I begin. First, allow me to acknowledge that we gather together, and as we do so on the traditional territory, as we have seen, of the Mohawk people. Then allow me to recognize the reason we meet, and that is to congratulate you, the graduates, who have worked so hard to get here. This is your day, and I am very grateful that you are allowing me to share it with you. The fact is, when I received the invitation to say a few words to a McGill convocation, I spoke to Dean Rassier, to Vice Chancellor Fortier. I wondered if I could speak to you, those of you who are graduating on this particular convocation day. I did so because there is no vocation, in my mind, that is more important than the one that lies before you, you who will be Canada's educators of tomorrow. Tout simplement, je ne peux pas imaginer une vocation plus importante que celle qui attend les éducateurs de demain. Well, my time in formal education ended as I was forced to tell my grandson some 50 years ago. I've returned to the field in the last decade, this time to focus on the education of the fastest growing segment of our population, Indigenous youth. And if you'll allow me, in the bit of time at my disposal, I would like to dwell on the issues that this speaks to, not because I believe that any of you will teach only Indigenous students, but because no matter where it is you are in Canada, the probability is that you will have one or more Indigenous students in your classes or in your lecture halls. And my hope is that you will be able to take the time in each case to understand the voyage those students will have taken to get there and the pressures that they are under. In this context, McGill is to be congratulated for everything that is done. I've just had lunch with the Dean, and it is incredible what McGill has done in terms of leading so many universities in so much of the country in this area. And I really give you simply one example of the strong Indigenous perspective that is part of its curriculum. This can be seen in the introduction this year of the university's First Nations and Inuit Bachelor of Kindergarten and Elementary Education degree. And let me tell you, I think you should congratulate them. I think it's a tremendous, tremendous thing. Indeed, as McGill has demonstrated with considerable foresight, the quality and understanding of post-secondary education is improving markedly for Indigenous students in Canada. Unfortunately, however, this is at the university level, and the same thing cannot be said for that which precedes higher education, that is to say our elementary and secondary schools on and off reserve and in the far north. And the reasons for this can be found in the discriminatory and counterproductive underfunding of Indigenous education in this country down through the ages. And to those who would still argue that we can't afford to do more, let me tell you the numbers are unequivocal. The cost of teaching Indigenous students to read and write, to add and subtract, to speak their own languages, to learn their own culture, and to grow up confident in their own identity is nothing compared to the social and economic cost of illiteracy, of pandemic suicide, of drug abuse, and of incarceration. And this is why you, the graduates here today, are so important. We're talking about kids. We're talking about kids who need allies. We're talking about people who will understand when children are taken away into care, away from their schools and away from their communities. We want people who understand, as you do, what happens when First Nations schools have no science labs, no math tutors, no programs for kids with special needs, schools where there are no libraries, no extracurricular activity, and no college or university streams. Soyons clairs, aucune société ne peut résoudre ses problèmes sociaux et économiques sans un système d'éducation de première classe qui reflète sa culture. Virtually every Indigenous leader I have ever met has identified education as the key to the social and economic problems facing their people. And this is why I believe, because of this career choice that you have all made, that you hold the future of Canada in your hands. For you have the opportunity to develop and to mold the young minds of tomorrow. But this must be all of the young minds of tomorrow, without exception. As a country, we have a future to deliver. Promises inscribed on the parchment of treaties and in the words of the Constitution, but also etched in the hearts of so many young Indigenous Canadians who ask not only for the opportunity to succeed, but also to be understood. And this too must be part of your role, graduates, for the depth and breadth of Indigenous culture is too rich to be ignored. Indeed, whether it is acknowledged by the majority or not, the underpinnings of our society, of Canadian society, are not derived solely from European origins. The fact is that Canada's foundations are built upon pillars that existed long before most of us or our ancestors got here. And to deny the consequences of that coming together is not only to deny our own origins, but it as well is to subvert the very questions that have advanced human knowledge this far. If it is, as I believe it is, knowledge for knowledge's sake that has led to humanity's greatest triumphs, then the question becomes quite straightforward. How can we move ahead if Canadian scholars are confined to a conditional wisdom, bound by Western limits and sustained by the least curious among us? And the answer is, we can't. So what must we do? Well, the answer, I believe, can be found in an insight in McGill's Professor Emeritus Charles Taylor, who stated that it is non-recognition, the fact of Indigenous students not being there in the minds of the majority, of being invisible, that is a major moral dilemma that we face as a country. And he's right, because no student should ever have to leave their culture and identity at the door when they walk into a classroom in this country. And therein lies the importance of the profession that you have chosen. For it is you, the graduates who are here today, will spearhead the effort to meet the demands of tomorrow by nurturing young minds, by helping them grow, and by giving them the tools and the recognition that they need to succeed. And on that, because I go on too long, although you can't take this away from me now, can you? Anyway, but let me close these remarks by saying to the graduates how proud all of us on this stage and all of those who are behind you are of you. The challenge before you is great, but the choice you have made speaks so well of you and those who have supported you through the process. What I've raised here today has been embedded in everything you have been taught at McGill. And now the opportunity to put it all to work is before you, and nothing could be more exciting. You are the graduates of a great university, and you can make the difference, and I know you will. There isn't one person here in this tent who doesn't envy you for what you're about to do, including me. So good luck, bonne chance, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Martin. I think you can see by the reaction of the audience that we're all very proud of McGill's most recent graduate. We thank you for your service to Canada, and we thank you for your continuing work in this most important area where you have shown such distinguished leadership. And I'm sure your message today will not fall on unsympathetic ears. We'll now proceed with the conferral of academic degrees. I call upon Associate Provost Professor Angela Campbell to commence the formal proceedings. Professor Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I am pleased to invite the students graduating from the Faculty of Education for the conferral of their degrees. This is a truly joyous event in the cycle of university life, particularly at McGill, where we have such talented and accomplished students. Each student crossing the stage this afternoon will be greeted by the Chancellor, the Principal, or the Chair of the Board of Governors. Students receiving their first degree shall remove their mortarboard or hat. At the center stage, they will be symbolically capped, signaling ceremonially the conferral of their degree. Students who have already earned a university degree shall keep their mortarboard on and will be congratulated by a tap on the shoulder. The parchment or the degree itself is given to students by the dean after they leave the stage and have a photo taken with him. You may have seen or you will see some of our students wearing red or white scarves. All students who are self-identifying Indigenous students, that is First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, are entitled to wear graduation scarves at their convocation, in the community, and at any and all future McGill events that they attend. The red scarf is for those receiving a degree, and the white for those receiving a diploma or certificate. The feather on the scarf has two meanings: respect for the person, and it marks an amazing or special event. The Confederacy belt signifies attachment to and respect for the land on which we live, and the turtle symbolizes the inclusiveness of all nations and of respect for diversity. It is fitting that we recognize our Indigenous graduates in this way, just as we recognize that McGill University is on land which has long served as a site of meeting and exchange amongst Indigenous peoples, including the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe nations. We acknowledge and thank the diverse Indigenous peoples whose presence has marked and enriched this territory on which peoples of the world gather. En vertu des pouvoirs qui me sont conférés par le Sénat de McGill, je déclare que les candidats dont le nom figure sur la liste officielle des diplômés de l'université, qu'ils soient présents ou absents, ont satisfait aux exigences de leur grade, diplôme ou certificat respectif. By virtue of the powers conferred upon me by McGill's Senate, I declare that the candidates whose names appear on the university's official list of graduates, whether they be present or absent, have satisfied the requirements for their respective degrees, diplomas, or certificates. By tradition at McGill, we begin with students who are receiving graduate degrees, followed by students obtaining their undergraduate degrees. I now invite Professor Emeritus Bruce Shore, followed by Professor Alanoush Saroyan, to introduce the graduates, and Professor Dilson Rassier, Dean of the Faculty of Education, to congratulate all of our graduate students this afternoon. Congratulations to the class of 2017. Félicitations.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Counseling Psychology, Sara Antunes Alves. Stacy Christine Bradley. Deborah Schwartzman, K.B. Jenkins Prize. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Psychology, David John LeMay. Congratulations. Subinder Kaur Bindi Shangara Sidhu. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Psychology, Instructional Psychology, Boris Vukovic. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Studies, Amy Lee Cole. Helen Costin. Lauren Ann Godfrey Smith. Rosalind Hampton. Sabrina Jafrali. Terry Wan Jong Lin. Catherine Mary McKenty. Charlotte Menard. Stephen Peters. Heather Ann Thompson Phipps. Alejandro Sepulveda. Arzina Zaver. Zheng Jie. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Kinesiology and Physical Education, Felipe de Souza Leche. Yana Konochova. Marilee Margaret Nugent. Sean Wilkinson. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in School and Applied Child Psychology, Colin Andrew Campbell. Keely Shauna White. For the degree of Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology, Rebecca Rosalie Ancas Atkins. Erin Tierney Brown. Marc Cabral. Chad Dumont. Julia Hassan. Dima Hussein. Jenna Labelle. Erica Lane. Isabelle Leduc Cummings. Tia Maric. Jason Middleton. Jerry Christopher Middleton. Jenny Ann Phillips. Christina Teresa Spinelli. Gianni Verelli. Stephanie Esprit Sopinka Williams. For the degree of Master of Arts in Education and Society, Cui Yuan. Justin Michael Lorion. Lei Yalan. Liu Hao Yue. Mary Ellen Mason. Tara Wong. Yang Yun Meng. For the degree of Master of Arts in Educational Leadership, Dina Al-Mathoun. Samantha Judy Frost. Tal Gilboa. Brigitte Gingras. Marie Hovanesian. Roxanne McNeil. Zehavit Meltzer. Christopher Warren Merritt. Julianne Mooney. Anna Paula Pena. Kyle Rougeau. For the degree of Master of Arts in Sports Psychology, Julia Alain. Daphne Maud André Morin. Eric David Ward. Jiang Dongyin. Jiang Xin. Aryuna Bayasarkhan. For the degree of Master of Arts in Kinesiology and Physical Education, Martina Marianne. Jamie Rebner. Chelsea Michelle Saunders. For the degree of Master of Arts in School and Applied Child Psychology, Emily Erin Stubbart. For the degree of Master of Arts in Second Language Education, Benny Joe Augello. Wei-Yin Chan. Michael Dawson. Fang Keshin. Dean Garlick. Guo Mengyi. Maxime Alex Lavallée. Samuel Marticotte. Joan Vanessa Napolitano. Peng Lisha. Rui Xiaochen. Sun Xiaoke. Joan Nicole Venegas Torres. Yan Lingjuan. Yuan Yinglei. Zhao Yuting. For the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning, Rebecca Benizri. Emma Jane Brooks. Jessica Elizabeth Camps Cook. Brendan Dunn. فرید عبادی آذر، Carlene Gardner, Alicia Gasparini, Julie Erin Goldenberg, Adam Mathieu Goulet, Carla Hascour, Stephanie Ho, Allison Diane Holloway, Huang Yu Ti, Victoria Claire Konchatek, Heidi Kwan, Alexandra Judith Lantosh, Catherine Lapointe, Marc-André Lévesque, Mitula Lokswaran, Jesse Mann, Jennifer Milton, Priya Patel, Dalton Vladimir Soranga Loeza, Sasha Zoe Sarah Smith, Clarissa Sorgiovanni, Nelly Yonit Suissa, Justin Veneri, for the degree of Master of Education in Educational Psychology, Rachel Ampofo, Dimitra Agiropoulos, Marissa Maria Asmakalis, Bai He, Bilu Naz Bok, Tomai Burnakis, Anessa Cadogan Charles, Samantha Colatriano, Raquel Di Tirro, Lilian Elsa Escudero Vizarraga, Fang Ling, Anna Maria Gabrielli, Stéphanie Gaudreau Duval, Sarah Alexandra Gentleman, Kelly George Bernard, Farhin Hassan, He Shimeng, Melanie Hughes, Megan Johnson, Catherine Carvelas, Gabriela Catherine Casel Gomez, Binish Khan, Alicia Lecaldar, Ashley Lauren Menarek, Joanna Alicia Michelli, Jennifer Rita Nichols, V. Pham, Vanessa Ponzo, Caterina Lara Pisk, Vanessa Alexandra Rach, Suzanne Robinson, Isabella Catherine Scurfield, Mara Moon Sokol Rubenstein, Tong Lei, Kristen Sass Whalen, Victoria Lodorjak, Cassandra Alexis Wong, Yang Fan, Sarah Zelensky, Zhang Yi Chen, for the degree of Master of Science in Kinesiology and Physical Education, Christina Apostolakis, Alexandra Rose Budarik, Jared Neil Ferguson, David James Greencorn, Anjou Philippe, Alexandra Schramm, Carole Suzanne Lucy Spake, Farron Elizabeth Stars, for the Graduate Certificate in Counseling Applied to Teaching, Sarah Nicole Di Francesco, for the Graduate Certificate in Educational Leadership 1, Real Hepel, for the Graduate Certificate in Educational Leadership 2, Lisa Ancona, Angela Antonacci, Clorinda Carmelina Antonacci, Mario Giulione, Julie-Hélène Trudel, Betsy Beatrice Benjamin Scipio, For the Certificate in Aboriginal Literacy Education, Pauline George-Kish. For the Certificate in Education for First Nations and Inuit, Alice Jennifer Pashagumskom. Gloria Pashagumskam Wapachi. Patricia Clara Scipio. For the Certificate in First Nations and Inuit Educational Leadership, Kauchak Elisapi Padlayat. For the Certificate in Inclusive Education, Gasha Dimirchian. Linda Diono. Hannah Jacob Moses. Nora Jeannie Katapatuk. Wendy Mark Stewart. Sarah Mark Stewart. Megan Jean Martin. Nancy Margaret Voyageur.
For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Kindergarten and Elementary Education, Deborah Athanasopoulos. Brenda Barrera. Veronica Bastone. Marilyn Baumier. Roxane Beauregard-Gagné. Nubia Beckley Delalio. Daniel Borsellino. Sophie Bowie. Julie Kathleen Boyce. Lindsay Cynthia Butt, Dean's Honor List. Sabrina Campanella, Dean's Honor List. Isabel Liliane Chai. Sanya Shabra. Pina Chanchulo, Dean's Honor List. Leah Natasha Charalo. Carolyn Emily DeMarschi. Daniela DeMarco. Heidi Dimu. Laura Donahue. Iris Esquivel. Bianca Ferrara. Rosalisa Michela Fiorito, Dean's Honor List. Annabelle Gentile. Emily Giroux. Sydney Goodrich. Brittany May Graziani. Hallie Greenstone. Melissa Gulino. Sarah Ann Guerreri, Dean's Honor List. Alexandra Lynn Hindler. Catherine Lois Hughes. Faiza Hussein. Maria Antonietta Iacono, Dean's Honor List. No. Laura Jaresny. Nicoletta Capoglis. Marianne Casabian. Yebin Kim. Kelly Courtney Corfuzan. Kelsey Erica Shirley Lane. Marie-Ève Lapierre. Megan Lebowski, the Miriam Connor Marcus Awards. Aaron Lieberman. Mathieu Limoges. Okay. Lily Margosian. Aviva Michelle Mestel. Karina Salina Micheletti. Larissa Shirley Morgan. Chloe Mounsey. Leslie Rachel Moyes. Gila Naomi Muyal. Janatul Ferdus Nabi. Thank you. Harley Nadler. Middle name Michael? Joseph Michael Nardelli. Karima Nouri. Sirine Wagag. Bettina Vincenza Pagliotti. Carmela Cristina Panarello. Lisa Rose Pepe. Natalie Marie Pepiot, Dean's Honor List. Amanda Pindus. Carla Ravazzano. Julie Rexigo. Sonia Reginato. Amanda Reisler. Chloe Marie Romano. Marita Romberg, the Phyllis Shapiro Teaching Award and Dean's Honor List. Helena Mary Rose, Dean's Honor List. Lauren Christine Salemi. Chelsea Scallon. Catherine Sherman. Kayla Mercedes Scott. Julia Catherine Samer. Alana Marie Smith. Taylor Rachel Strulovich. Louis-Philippe Tourinac. Vanessa Viglione. Josephine Vizzi. Maud Wache. Cynthia Erica Yee. Gotcha. Alicia Rose Zampino, Dean's Honor List. For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Kindergarten and Elementary Jewish Studies, Jenna Lindsay Levitt. I keep it. Ariel Brina Lightman. For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Kindergarten, Elementary, Pédagogie de l'immersion française, Adrienne Chagnon. Jessica Chagnon. Diana D. Benedetto, Dean's Honor List. Julia Lato, the McGill Alumni Society Prize and Dean's Honor List. Asha Nagpal. Shannon Neal. Corinne Stibor. Valérie Vienne. Aline Williams. For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Music, Elementary and Secondary, Nanxi Zhang. The Chantal Mallard Memorial Prize, also receiving a Bachelor of Music. For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Physical and Health Education, Mohammed Khaled Adla. Leslie Agri-Finn. Tamar Bannon. Okay. Cynthia Barcelo Tremblay. Félix Poussière. Laura Lucia Camplani. en français. Okay. Mitchell Cuilleré. Oh, I can't say that. Cuilleré. Cuilleré. We got that sharpened. Annie de Carafel. Marie-Ève Dorion. Is that Earthly? Earthly? Okay. Marina Despina Erfel. Sabrina Forrest Lefebvre. Chloé Gauvin David. Gilbert. Avec plaisir. Dominique Gilbert. Dragos Adrien Gurao. Emmanuel Hamel. Catherine Victoria Hesseltine. Sarah? Sarah Etu. Holly Jessica Jana. Lacone? Christina Lacone. Viviane La France. Emily? Oh. Emily Lamar. Felix or Felix? What do you like? Got it. Felix Laverne Fontaine. Vincent? Vincent Lepage. Stephen Brandon Lipkowitz. Jonathan Mack. Andréane Minier. Daphné Justine Morancy-Roussin. Amelia Morgan. Lisa Tanya Muzzo. Christina Navarro Molina. Leslie Elizabeth Oles. David Onso. Deep Patel. Dmitro Pavelayev. Vincent Richard. Natasha Mary Solmers. Salzani. Michael Salzani. Melissa St. Arnaud. Okay. Casey Marie Wilkins. Kimberly Young. Is that Dion? For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Secondary Education, one subject, Lenny Dion, also receiving a Bachelor of Science. For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Secondary English, Mara Alexandru. Alicia Apostolakos. Is that Belvedere? Kathleen Renee Belvedere. Kelly Bennett. Ryan Boudreau. Stephanie Cumming. Stephanie Alexandra Dietry. Elizabeth Destunis. Andréane Dion. Kelly Corinne Donovan. Thank you. Is that Duffy? Thank you. Robert Duffy, Dean's Honors List. Alessia Fasanella, the Phyllis Shapiro Teaching Award. Jessica Foyto. Got it. Michael Galliano. Gazzola or Gazzola with a Z? Stephanie Gazzola. Marinella Oka Ibala. Innes? Chelsea Alexandra Innes. Nazish Noor Khan. Jasmine Lau. Raphaël Lavallée. Julia Elena Lovera. Shaquila Mitchell Best. Rajini Nadaraja. Hafsa Nasir. Sarah Thérèse Pelletier, Dean's Honor List. That last name is Signer? Shoshana Michelle Pépin Signer. Isabel Pla. Daniel Ponaru. Christopher Rody. Matthew Safi. Caitlin Ashley Santori. Megan Sejin Tan. Anna Theodosis. They could have made you a harder one. John Christopher Thompson. Andrea Miriam Varghese. Simone Shanika Vassell. Brooke Welburn. For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Secondary Mathematics, Liming Julia Chung. Paige Alexandra Fairley. Galliano? Victoria Galliano. Nicole Gregory. Kaylee Hibbert. Kelly Ji Young Kim. Elisa Maria Nassif. Audrey Roy. Erica Savage. Adrienne Turgeon Hanfield. For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Secondary Science and Technology, Alicia Emma Marta Barchak. Kevin Bowden Judd. Jessica DiCiero, Dean's Honor List. David Filippone. Francesca Serafina Fuoco. Brooke Jade Jones. Janet Elaine McIsaac. Ashley O'Grady. Mary Elizabeth Owen. Zena Zainab Salam. En français, Jessica? Jessica Saint-Hilaire. I got it. For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Secondary Social Studies, Jacqueline Lauren Abramowitz. Arshila Bandeli. Samantha Metian Fong. Christophe Gay. Amel or Hamel? Alexandra Amel. Cavalos? Chris Cavalos. Jeremy Lemieux. Caroline Massey. Alexandra Petrella. Alexandre Pagnier-Desbiens. Danae Alexandra James Williams. Thank you. Last name Shami? For the degree of Bachelor of Education in Teaching English as a Second Language, Elementary and Secondary, Nadine Abdel Shami. Jillian Augustin. Ashley Berardi. Quinn Bui. Adriana Caruana. Okay. Gerardo Jerry Cerone. Marianne Chemali. Alina Zhou. Bianca Di Libero. Sabrina Di Leonardo. Helen Fantotos. Antoinette Gentile. Julia Giannakopoulos. Zoe Anais Gulem. Vanessa Guercio, Dean's Honor List. Louise Guillot, Dean's Honor List. Okay. Tatiana Hollerich. Karine Hunt. Maxime Ladouceur McLean. Marnouche Larry, the Jean M. Gwynn Award. Samantha Joy Miraflor. Novak. Patricia Novak. Sarah Nicole Ouellette. Caroline Perrault. Amelia Ann Rakov. Francesca Rodriguez Abante. Jessica R. Royer, Dean's Honor List. Megan Elisa Venturino. I'll do it. Lisa Ann Wagenecht. For the degree of Bachelor of Education for Certified Teachers, Jeannie Tomasi. Last name, Eva. Yeah. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Elena Evaliklis. Elaine Angelopoulos. Last name. Suklian Kaur Bajaj, Honors Kinesiology and Dean's Honor List. Audrey. Audrey Changa Baril. Alicia Bates. Samantha Christine Bondu. Marissa Claire Buchan. Alexandre Chenevert, Dean's Honor List. Yu Yao Cheng. Shannon Chow. Serena Colatrella. Federico Daniel Danilo. Rita Diaco. Yvette SS. Zoe or Zoe? Zoe Chrysula Fasoulakis. Daniel Corey Flegg, Honors in Kinesiology. Fabiano Michael Gallupo. Marika Guérin. Corinne Michiko Hasegawa, Honors in Kinesiology. Charlotte Dorothea Hogan. May Hayashida, Honors Kinesiology. Gabrielle Marie Hornstein, Honors Kinesiology. Katarina Girasek, Honors Kinesiology. Nicholas Karatsas, Honors Kinesiology. Kurara Kobayashi. Julia LaPena. Anne-Sophie Camille Leclerc. Thierry Lefrançois Daigneault, Honors Kinesiology and Dean's Honor List. Sophie-Anne Lemay. Edward Lynn, Honors Kinesiology and Dean's Honor List. Brian Locke. Amar Mainra. Noah Stephen Marchand. David Duilio Gianni Marcotte. Jenna Machiotra, Honors Kinesiology, the Gold Medal and Dean's Honor List. Hannah Musa. Seper Puresa. Carol Religiona. Anastasia Salatas. Laura Alexandra Schenk, Honors Kinesiology. Evelyn Laure Shusha, Honors Kinesiology, Dean's Honor List. Eleni Siganos. Lauren Tracy, Honors Kinesiology. Julia Vettere, Honors Kinesiology and Dean's Honor List. Katrina Zaritis. Winnie Mae Zhao.
Thank you, Professor Saroyan and Professor Emeritus Shore. À titre de chancelier de l'Université McGill, je déclare et confirme que chacun de vous a maintenant le droit à la distinction de grade, diplôme ou certificat qui vous a été conféré, avec tous les honneurs, droits, privilèges et responsabilités qui y sont pertinents. In my capacity as Chancellor of McGill University, I declare and confirm that each of you is now entitled to the distinction of the degree, diploma, or certificate that has been conferred upon you with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities that are pertinent thereto. Félicitations, congratulations. And now the Secretary General of McGill University, Ms. Edita Rogovska, will deliver the closing remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Dear graduates of 2017, this year marks Montreal's 375th anniversary and Canada's 150th. This year also presents a time of great change for you. As you make your way into the world, you will undoubtedly find yourselves in positions of responsibility and leadership. So, in this historic year, which connects your achievements to those of our city and our country, I'd like to leave you, our next generation of leaders and educators, with a few words from a Canadian educator and Canada's preeminent sociologist of the 20th century, John Porter, who says the following: "People underestimate their capacity for change, and there is never a right time to do a difficult thing. A leader's job is to help people have vision of their potential." Je vous encourage donc à continuer votre travail de leadership et, en ce faisant, de contribuer à enrichir l'histoire de notre ville, de notre pays et du monde entier. En vous souhaitant le meilleur des succès, je vous dis bonne chance et bonne continuation. Félicitations.
Merci, Madame Rogovska. To conclude the ceremony, please stand as Dr. Tracy Smith-Bassett leads us in the singing of our national anthem.